Alrighty, welcome to PreK Lesson 13, December Week 1. It's very exciting, because this is the week where we move from our PreK Part 1 fall and we go to PreK Part 2 winter. Yay! Working through the school year, right? Alrighty, so those are the teacher guides. If you're looking for any more information or detail or anything like that, I would definitely consider checking out the teacher guide. The majority of this information is on Musicplay Online in the song list, so definitely take a look. It's just spread out a little bit differently, whereas in the book, it's definitely from front to back. So depending on how your brain is wired, the book might be for you. Anyway, so let's take a look, because we've got a lot going on. We've got like 18 procedures, holy moly. Alrighty, so take a look. If that is just too many and your class is going to just fly by, I would definitely copy to my list and make some edits, make some adjustments. We are a menu, and I want to make sure that I give you some options and that you will tailor it to your class to find success. So let's jump in. What are our options? Look at that, we even have some extensions. It's a huge week, Alrighty, so first, of course, we're going to sing It's Time for Music, or It's Music Time. Alrighty, so first we're going to sing It's Music Time, and then we're going to tap the beats on the beat strip. Again, I do have the printable in the supplemental resources, and I believe it's on the tabloid page, and you just cut out a whole bunch of these, but during the interludes, you'll point to a beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Reading left to right, tapping on a beat, just a whole bunch of different little concepts in there, and competencies. And then we're going to, again, say the hello beat chant, but this time we're going to review fast and slow. So do you want to say your name fast, or do you want to say your name slow? And then go through the whole class if you have a small class, and if not, go through a couple. And then we're going to say the poem Five Little Bells. It is a finger play, so the instructions are here, but then the next procedure, I've actually included the kids demo so that you can visually see what Denise is doing. Very cute. And then it also, before we move on from Five Little Bells, there is a fast, slow portion of Five Little Bells. So definitely take a look at that. And then we're going to teach Reindeer Pokey, and it's just a Christmas, or it's not even a Christmas, it's a holiday version of the Hokey Pokey. The only thing that's coming to mind is like, put your antlers in and put your antlers out, just fun stuff. So definitely dive into that, learn the movements for Reindeer Pokey. All those smiles just makes my heart happy. And then diving into our alphabet, we're going to read Hula the Hippo story. So this story is available in the worksheets that I'll show you later. But if you want, this is a wonderful music play teacher who read all of our stories for us. So definitely take a look at that. And then we're going to teach letter H, which is a difficult letter, if we're going to be honest. Anyway, then we're going to teach Hula Hippo, and of course, it is an action song, so there's also the actions that you can watch here and learn from there. Alrighty, and then as I mentioned, we do have the Hula Hippo story right here, so if you want to read it to your students, definitely go for it. The letterphonic song and the Hula Hippo song is right there as well. And then I have just some worksheets if your students want to do some tracing. That is that second page, and then this third page is tracing a whole lot of H's, and then these two boxes. One box, the big box, is for drawing, and then the little box is for writing two other things that start with the letter H. And then we're going to move with scarves to Trepak by Tchaikovsky. A little bit of Nutcracker in there, right? And then we're going to teach I Like Playing in the Snow. And this song has a good singing portion versus spoken portion. So again, we're working on, are we singing or are we speaking? And then, of course, our actions. So definitely learn the actions with the students and Denise. And it is an option to create new verses for the song as well. And then we're going to teach, and then we're going to teach, make some toys. And I don't know why, but I really like this one too. I know I feel like I say that for every single one, but I really like make some toys because you can use different instruments to make the toys, right? And the whole point of the song is that we're making toys to give them away. So I just love that. I love the message. I love the instrument edition. I just love everything about it. So hopefully you'll also enjoy it and find success with it. But here we are. So playing some instruments. So tap, tap, tap. You could use the rhythm sticks, sand and paint, the sand blocks, right? And then drum and rum, you can use the hand drums, right? So anyway, it's very, very fun. And then we're going to close our time with Skinamarink. So that is PreK, Lesson 13, December week 1. Now let's go to kindergarten. Alrighty, so let's jump into kindergarten, Lesson 13, December week 1. The first thing you're going to see is that there are a lot of different procedures. If there's too much, and I'm sure there is too much to teach in your small amount of time, definitely come up here to copy to my list, click on that, make this lesson your own. Make sure this lesson works for you. We are a menu, and I want you to find success. So please tailor it to find success. And in addition, we do have some extensions down here. These are some finger plays that I wasn't quite able to knit into this lesson. So if you can find ways, definitely check those out. Alrighty, jumping in. So we're going to start with Welcome to School. And then we're going to echo Maya, me so in F major. And then we're going to teach put the beat in your feet. As you go through, we're going to put the beat in our feet, in our hands, in our head, in our backs. Is there anywhere else where we can put the beat? So that is an option for you. This is a good song to kind of grow capacity from simple clapping to more complex body percussion to instruments. And again, if you're looking for more extensions, definitely check out this teacher guide. There's a whole bunch of extensions written in here. All this stuff is available on Musicplay Online. So if you're looking for a little bit more than what I have in the lesson, definitely take a look. Teacher guide is just bound front to back. And then Musicplay Online is a little bit more organized as a website would be organized. So depending on how that is going to work in your brain, you might want the hard copy or you might be good with just the online copy. Up to you. Anyway, so put the beat in your feet. That's a great little song. And then because we're working on beat, we're going to play the beat while listening to Parade of the Wooden Soldiers. And then we're going to teach I'd Go Dancing. This is a little action song. And basically it's watching the teacher and then doing the actions. So down for the next procedure, I've included Denise's teacher demo to kind of give you an idea. If you want to do it yourself, though, I would highly recommend creating a relationship with you is most important, right? So definitely keep that in mind. Alrighty. And then we're teaching One Little Candle. One Little Candle is another really great math song. So we're going to start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So that is great, but this song gets really long and really repetitive. So I have some options here to kind of add more variation to it. So definitely take a look. This is an option, singing and moving to One Little Candle. Another option would be to play instruments with One Little Candle. Just see which activity would kind of work with your students. Maybe it's both. Maybe it's one. Maybe it's something totally different. I don't know. But definitely take a look and see which is going to work for you. Alright, and then we're going to review Barnacle Bill. This is, again, taught by rote. We did it last week, so this should be just a review. If it's not, then definitely teach it. But it's to also allow the students to experience 6/8. And another counting song. So we're going to really work on that skill, right? And then we're teaching germs. So I do have two different suggestions here. So the first one would be to introduce the song by asking students to say everything that they know about germs. Depending on your classroom, depending on the circumstances that have been in your community for the last bit, do this option or not. And if not, no worries, just go right to teaching by rote. We're all getting sick these days. with the classic cold, right? So it was a good idea to make sure we wash our hands. Anyway, so we're going to sing and move to germs, and then we're going to close our time together with Skinamarink. So that is everything that I've got planned for lesson 13, December week 1 for kindergarten. Please let me know what worked, and if you have any cute kids demos, I would love to see it. And as always, please submit any comments on these YouTube videos or post in the Facebook group if you're liking it. And yeah, let's do grade 1. Alrighty, let's jump into grade 1, week 13, December week 1. So, we have a lot planned. If that's way too much, definitely come up here, copy to my list, and remove what you don't need. If it looks great, let's just keep on rolling. Alrighty, and you might have noticed some extensions. We have some options all through the site to kind of add to the holiday spirit. So definitely take a look, and if there's something that you can use, awesome. And if not, no worries. Alrighty, scrolling through. So we're going to open our time together with Sing the Echoes for Welcome to Music. Then we're going to echo Maya with So and Me in C major because we're going to sell lemonade. So we're going to teach Lemonade. It is a Ta Titi song, so hopefully your students can read that. And it is a So Me song, so again, hopefully your students can read that. If that is not the case, no worries, teach it by rote. This is a fun confrontation game. So 2 different sides, basically selling lemonade. So definitely take a look and play the game. And then I have an option to name the solfa notes for Lemonade, and then also an orph arrangement for Lemonade too, if you're looking for a barred instrument option. There you are. Okay, and then we're going to teach Elevator. Elevator is a scale song, so this one we're going to teach by rote. So the other thing too about this one is that it's a scale song, so it's really fun to add it to your body scale. So the next procedure, I believe, yes I did, okay, I added how to use the body scale, and because the elevator, we're just going up the elevator, we're kind of just focusing on one direction. So that's kind of nice too. So as you sing, go up the body scale, as you can see here. And then maybe at the very end, the elevator zooms to the bottom, so maybe you all fall down, right? That could be an option. There's also an option to play elevator melody on boomwhackers because it is a scale song. So I've included that here, and I've included the word highlights because we're not quite at the icon reading level yet. And then the other slides just goes through the song. Yeah. Express to the first floor, zoom. Alrighty, and then for the 10th procedure, we're going to review Punchinello. If you did not have a chance to review it last week or teach it, I would highly recommend reviewing it this week or teaching. It is just too much fun, and it's just a creative movement kind of activity, so I would not let that opportunity pass ya. So I've also included how to play the game here, and then we have Teaching Hanukkah Fun. So this song I would definitely teach by rote. As you can see, there's already some really complex rhythms, and the tone set is super complex, so teach by rote. And then the next procedure is a version of the dance. So definitely take a look, and if you're looking for more instructions or written out instructions, copying and pasting the instructions from the teacher guide into the learning module for this dance was too challenging. Alrighty, if you're looking for more information about how to do the dance with Hanukkah Fun, definitely take a look at the teacher guide. Everything here is available on Musicplay Online. Just depends on how you want to get your knowledge, right? Are you a book person or are you more of a website person? Both are great. I use both when I'm planning this kind of stuff. So anyway, take a look at that. And then we're going to end our time with The Music Time is Over. Alrighty. That is your grade 1, lesson 13, December week 1. Now let's go to grade 2. Alrighty, welcome to grade 2, lesson 13, December week 1. The first thing you're going to see is that there are a lot of procedures. If you don't have that kind of time, or it looks like there's some things you need to change a little bit, I would definitely come up to copy to my list, click on that, and it will jump to your My List, and then you can make your little edits from there. We are a menu. Only you know what will work in your classroom. So definitely take a look, think about it, and make some adjustments. You'll also notice that there's a whole bunch of extension options. So definitely take a look and see if there's maybe some more holiday inspired stuff that you want to do with your students. And if not, all good. We're just going to keep on rolling. Alrighty, so we're going to sing the echoes to Welcome to Music, first and foremost. And then we're going to echo Maya with Do Mi So in F major because we're prepping for Peas Porridge Hot, which is in F major with Do Mi So. And it has a rhythm that hopefully is easy enough for your students to read. Again, depending on your students' reading ability, this might be a reading song or you might be teaching it by rote. All good either way. So this is a great song, especially to show the difference between beat and rhythm. Alrighty, and then we're going to obviously play the game because we gotta. So that is a fun little clap game there. And then we're going to sort the rhythm for Peas Porridge Hot. And there is an opportunity to teach the different phrases in Peas Porridge Hot and hit some of those requirements. And I've also included the ORF arrangement here if you have barred instruments, and then also some creative ideas if you want to expand your ORF arrangement. Alrighty. And then we're going to teach Tap It Here, Tap It There. This is a very fun song, and we don't have a kids demo for it yet. So if you would like to build us a kids demo, we would love that. If your students want to see themselves on Musicplay Online, definitely submit the kids demo. Make sure you have all the permissions needed. You can find those permissions by going to help.musicplay.ca and searching kids demo, and then you'll see how can I submit a kids demo, and that's where the submission form is, and also where the extra document is for FOIP and such. So if you are able, we would really appreciate a kids demo for Tap It Here, Tap It There. And added bonus is that the students get to see themselves on their website. So very fun. Anyway, and then we're going to play the game for Tap It Here, Tap It There. You'll notice we don't have a kids demo, so wink, wink, but I already said that. And because Tap It Here, Tap It There has different tempos, we also have an opportunity to talk about tempo. These 8 slides kind of go through the different definitions, so definitely take a look at that. And then we're going to teach Ohanaka. If you want more information or more extensions, definitely take a look at the teacher guide. There's more than what I put here for Ohanaka. So definitely take a look and see if you wanted to extend it or anything. All this is actually available on Musicplay Online already. This is just in book format versus website format. So pick your poison, really. Alrighty. And then we're going to review the game Johnny Caught a Flea. If students can read this, if students can read the rhythm and the solfa, awesome, have them read the solfa and the rhythms. If not, no worries, teach by rote. And then play the game, sort the rhythms, and then read the solfa if they're at that level. And then we're going to close our time together with the music time is over. All right, so that's everything for grade 2, December week 1, lesson 13. Now let's go to grade 3. Alrighty, welcome to grade 3, December week 1, lesson 13. The first thing you'll see is a whole long list, so take a look. If it's going to work, awesome, scroll on through. If you need to make some changes, come up here to copy to my list, copy it to your list, and adjust so that the lesson is perfect and you will find success with your students. Alrighty, and now you'll see also all these extensions, holy mole. Definitely take a look. But I've only included them so that you know that there's more options for the holiday season. So they're there if you want more. And if not, let's keep going. So first things first, we're going to play Rhythm Racer, and we're going to warm up with our half notes and our half rests. And that's because we have something coming with half notes and half rests, and we just want to make sure that the students are ready for it. So definitely play that. And then we're going to review families of unpitched instruments. And this is kind of an interactive where there is multiple answers, right? So for example, you'll see 2 bells. Well, Is a bell a drum? No. Is a bell a wood? No. But it is a metal. And it is a shake, right? You do shake the bells so that they play. So again, you might have some double answers. You might have some different answers. Definitely keep an open mind while you're playing this game because there are multiple answers in this world. Alrighty. And then we're going to play along with different instruments to Overture from the Nutcracker. You'll see here that the A section has sticks, the B section has drums, and then the C section has a metal. You could technically do it in 3 different groups. So you have your woods, you have your drums, and then you have your metals playing at the different parts to kind of show the form. We could also just play all the way through on one instrument, no worries. Or if your students are really looking for a challenge, they could play all 3 instruments at the different times while doing the rhythm. That's a little challenging. So maybe we'll leave it for next year or the year after. But that is an option if you've got a really, really strong class. Anyway, and then we're going to teach We Come from Pluto. So this one was actually from last week that I didn't include in last week's lesson, but I did include in this week's lesson because you can't not talk about Pluto, right? So this is very fun, and it does have some really fun actions that are associated to it. So definitely take a look. Watch the kids demo. If you're looking for the actual instructions written out, take a look at the teacher guide. I wasn't able to copy and paste the instructions into this format. It just looks a little bit strange and weird. So definitely take a look at the teacher guide because they're all written out nice and cleanly and with 2 beautiful tabs. But it's not just in the teacher guide, it's also on Musicplay Online under the song activities in the song itself. So take a look at that. Alrighty, and then we're going to teach the chorus for It's a Holiday and then keep the beat during the verses. It's a pretty long and complicated song, so that is great. And then we're going to learn a little bit about the steel pan, which you can hear in It's a Holiday. And then we're going to learn about the pawpaw fruit because we're going to teach the pawpaw patch. This is another opportunity to introduce 16th notes or review 16th notes, depending on what you did throughout the year already. So that is your option there. And then, of course, there's a game with it. So play that game. And then we have teach. And then our 11th procedure is teach Santa Claus is Coming. The rhythms are too challenging for this, so this is definitely a rote song, but there is an option to make it into a canon. So the first time, I would definitely not do the canon. The first time you're teaching it, maybe next week when we review it, then introduce it as a round. But this week, just teach unison. And then if your students are really strong, then go into round. And if not, no worries, we'll do it next week. And then create a B section using word rhythms if you want. And then we're going to end our time with a review of Shake Them Simmons. And if you'll remember, it is a play party. So if you would rather do the play party while you're closing class, definitely take a look at the kids demo and remind students what we're going to do. And if not, then there you go. So that is the end of grade 3, lesson 13, December, week 1. Now let's go and see what we've got for grade 4. Alrighty, welcome to grade 4, lesson 13, December, week 1. So the first thing you're going to see is there are a lot of procedures. Take a look and decide, are we going to do that lesson like that, or do we want to make some changes? If you want to make some changes, definitely come over to Copy to My List, and you'll create a lesson on your own My List, and then you can make the edits there. We offer options, and we are a menu. It doesn't mean that you should teach everything. Honestly, it doesn't mean that you can teach everything. There's a lot. Options keep the world go around, right? So definitely take a look and make sure that you pick something that's going to work for your classroom, because we are here to find your success, and we want to make sure that you're going to find success with your students. That being said, if you scroll down a little bit, and you'll see all of those extensions. This is the time of year where it's holiday time, right? No matter what you're doing. So we do have some options, and take a look. Not everything is Christmas specific. Some of it is winter. So if you want to dive into that a little bit more, I would take a look at these options. just to keep things interesting, you know? So anyway, scrolling on through. We're going to start our time with Overture from the Nutcracker. I'm going to kind of weave the Nutcracker into the next couple lessons, but again, at any time, definitely jump over to the Nutcracker unit. There's a whole bunch of resources in there, so definitely take a look at that. But this is a play along to get us up and going, and then we're going to review the woodwind family because this had some woodwind instruments that were playing solos. So that's a great opportunity to review what the woodwind family is and the instruments that are a part of that. And then we're going to review My Bonnie because we did last week. We need another workout, you know. You have to. So review My Bonnie, of course. If your students can read it, great. If not, no worries. Just move on to the game and doing the actions. Again, remember, it's changing positions anytime you hear B. So, and you're sitting and you're standing. So, watch those glutes, you know? They're going to burn. And those quads. Holy. Alrighty, and then we're going to perform rhythms at different tempos. For this week, I did bring in the 3/4 example. If that is too challenging, no worries. Click this little house. And you'll see all the different options here. I picked 3/4 because My Bonnie is in 3/4. And that's kind of a nice mirror. But if it's not going to work, no worries, pick a different level. Alrighty, and then we're going to jump into Yeshli Yadayim. This is a favorite, so definitely take the time to teach this one. We're going to teach it by rote and then learn the dance. Very, very fun. So definitely take a look at that. And there is a tempo change, so definitely take a listen. And can your students figure out where it changes? Maybe, maybe not. Tip for the teacher, there's a little moderato, then there's a little allegro. So you'll know, okay? Anyway, and then we change gears and teach Christmas is Coming. This uses all the notes of the C scale, so it's a really good option to kind of work on the C scale again. The next option here is to play Christmas is Coming on boomwhackers because it's the full scale. Just like any other boomwhacker, I have one cover which shows you all the notes that you're going to need, all the tubes. And then the next screen shows you the colored version, so the colored note heads. And then the next screen is the kids' notes, so the little tiny letter names really small in the note heads. At least they're seeing how the note heads are moving instead of just having the letter names at the bottom. And then the final slide is regular notation. So depending on where your students are, have them read the one that they're going to find success in. And then procedure 11 is teaching Sarasponda, so another kind of change in direction. This is a clap game. So this is really fun right here, playing the clap game. So you could start it as a clap game and then go to sticks when they're really good at the claps. But of course, a stick game, too much fun, right? And you don't necessarily need sticks because we also have a boomwhacker arrangement. You could potentially use boomwhackers instead while you're doing it, right? So options are for you. Pick what's going to work best for you. The one thing I didn't mention about Christmas is Coming is, do you see at the very top here? We have some ukulele suggestions, but then also on this side, boomwhacker chord suggestions. So maybe your students aren't necessarily finding success reading the melodies, but they want to play the chords, right? All good. If you have ukuleles, grab some ukuleles and have the ukulele group playing with the boomwhackers. And if not, no worries. There, over here, we have how to build those chords on the boomwhackers. So regardless, definitely pick what's going to work for your classroom. And it would sound pretty cool, right? To have ukuleles and boomwhackers playing at the same time. Anyway, we have a second option, which is the ORF arrangement. If you have ORF instruments, definitely take a look at this. We also have some creative options there at the top. And then we move back into our Christmas theme, which is learning a little bit about Handel, because we're going to work on the Hallelujah Chorus from the Messiah, a very famous Western piece. The Messiah is a very famous oratorio, and a very easy song to sing. The Hallelujah chorus is, at least. So that is what we have here. And that is how we're going to end our time together. So that was grade 4, lesson 13, December week 1. Now let's go to grade 5. Alrighty, welcome to grade 5, lesson 13, December week 1. So first things first, you're going to see a whole bunch of procedures, and if that's too much, no worries. Just click on copy to my list and delete what you're not going to use. If you look closely, you'll see that a lot of these songs have 2 options. So if you're only going to look for one option, delete the second option or the first option, depending on which one you pick, right? Then down here at the bottom, I've included a whole bunch of extensions just to give you a wide view of what we have on Musicplay Online for holidays. Because you never know what's going to just hit, right? So there you go. Alrighty, so first things first, we're going to play along with different instruments to dance with the Mirlitons. Maybe I shouldn't even say that word. Alrighty, so first of all, we're going to play along with one of the songs from the Nutcracker. Again, if you're looking for more Nutcracker, click this link and you'll just jump right to it. I'm going to try to weave a little Nutcracker through all of the December lessons, but if you just want more, definitely take a look at that. And then we're going to review My Bonnie. Remember, we did that last week. That's the one where your legs were really hurting the next day because you're standing up whenever the B, or you're sitting down whenever you hear a B, depending on where you were. So anyway, I re-added that just for you. Anyway, okay. So we're reviewing My Bonnie. We're going to do the actions while singing, warming up our voices, warming up our bodies. And then we're going to review Sing the Scale. And of course, we're going to review the C major scale and go through the assessment here, which will be great for note naming skills, right? And then we're going to jump into our first new song, which is Charlie Marley. This is an opportunity to listen and sing and dance to some Jamaican music. But first we're going to teach the song by rote, and then we're going to play the game. Very fun, so definitely take a look and play it. If you're looking for the written out instructions, definitely take a look at the teacher guide. I think I might have included some of the instructions here, yeah. But there might be some more extensions or dance suggestions, and they are going to live in the teacher guide. This exists on Musicplay Online right now, but it depends on how you like to receive your material. Do you like a book? Do you like a website? Maybe both, maybe only one. I personally like both because I like the front to back organization of a book, but I like the options that a website can give me. So anyway, long story short, definitely take a look. You can find all this information under the song itself. Alrighty, moving on. So option 1, we're going to play Charlie Marley on boomwhackers. So here, again, as always, the first slide is all the boomwhackers you're going to need, the tubes that you're going to need. Up at the top, you'll see the ukulele chords that could be played with it. Or if you want to play those chords on boomwhackers, we've also included those boomwhackers and how to build those chords. The thing to note about this one is that each of these pages are actually 2 pages long. So we have the colored here for the first one, and that's a colored note head to align with the colors of the boomwhackers. Option 2 is kids notes, and again, 2 pages. And then option 3 is regular notation. Flipping a page can be really challenging. So if you scroll up a little bit, you'll see Charlie Marley, instrument song used, Charlie Marley. If you click that link, you'll see this exact concept slide, but also some videos. So the page turn is done for you. So anyway, just keep that in mind while you're working on this. Option 2 is to teach the ORF arrangement. It's a very basic ORF arrangement for this one. And then we go back into our winter time. So enough of the sun, right? Back to our gray, gloomy winter. Anyway, so teaching, we're going to teach Winter is Here. If your students can read it, awesome. Have them read the rhythms and the solfa or note names. If not, no worries, teach by rote. This is a round, so if your students are ready to sing in round, that's excellent. But first, let's teach it by unison. And then as they grow capacity, then teach it as a round. And then we're going to have a small rhythm erase for Winter is Here. And then option 1 is the note names. Option 2 is the solfa notes. Again, pick whichever one you're working with, the system that you're working with. And then option 1, we have ukulele or guitar. It's a very easy arrangement, as you can see. It's one chord. So that might be really nice to have that accompany while you're singing or doing the round. Might be really beautiful. And then we also have an ORF arrangement as a possibility as well, with some creative ideas. And then, of course, we end our time together with Batman Smells. So, very serious time, this holiday winter time. And I hope you enjoy grade 5, lesson 13, December week 1. And I will see you for number 2. But first, let's jump to middle school. Alrighty, welcome to middle school, lesson 13, December week 1. First thing you're going to see is a whole big long list, okay? And this list is kind of in very separate chunks. So it makes it easy to copy to my list and remove what you're not going to use, or maybe you move it into 2 separate lessons. Whatever is going to work for you, definitely do. And then down here at the bottom, you'll see a whole bunch of extensions. The only thing I'm going to bring your eye to is that I wasn't able to add who did to this lesson. Who did is a G scale and very fun, but it is kind of has a biblical reference. So if that is okay, I would definitely take a look at that song. It's a very fun song. And if it's not okay, then I'm glad we have it as an extension, right? I've added this big, huge, long list of extensions just to give you an idea of how many options we have on Musicplay Online to keep you in the holiday groove. So if you're looking for that list might help you. Alrighty. So first things first, we're going to start with Santa's Coming for Us again. Last week it was more about discussing the music video and kind of comparing it to the way that we're living right now and thinking about the form of the song and all that kind of stuff. This week, it's more about learning the lyrics. And remember that the lyrics are baked into this video. So definitely take a look. And then we also are going to review the choreography for Santa's Coming for Us. And then do the full choreography, because once you learn it, you got to do it, right? And then, because movement is just so fun, alrighty, so now we're going to teach Yeshli Yadayim. This is a great song, a very popular one in the Facebook group. So definitely take a look at this. First, of course, teach it by rote, or if students can read it, awesome. And then that is great. And then we're going to learn a little bit about the song because we're trying to connect to our community here. And then we're going to learn the dance, which is very, very fun. So definitely take the time to learn the song, to learn the dance. And that is great because there are a couple of extensions here. So we're going to identify where the tempo changes in Yeshli Yadayim. So where does the tempo change? Hot tip for the teacher, there is a moderato and then there's an allegro section. So just look for that. So that is there. And so you could branch off entirely on that moment and then jump into the tempo interactive and maybe do the tempo sort and maybe do like different stuff, you know? Maybe you go back and you do My Bonnie because it's changing at different tempos, you know? We didn't do My Bonnie, but we did it in grade 5 for this lesson. So maybe you want to add that and work your glutes. I don't know. Maybe you like pain. Just kidding. Alrighty, and then we're going to go to procedure 8, which is identify the articulations, because there are 2 very distinct articulations that are used in Yeshli Yadayim, the accent and the staccato. So we have a really great opportunity to talk about what do those 2 articulations do to music when they are added. So great stuff. We like it. Alright, and then we shift gears, okay? So that would be an option to stop that lesson right there, okay? So this next section is triplets and bucket drumming. So echo rhythm patterns with triplets to kind of remember what is a triplet, how do we work it, blah, blah, blah. And then we're going to jump into the bucket drumming arrangement for March from the Nutcracker. So here I've included the projectable slide. So you can go through and learn each slide individually. And then the next procedure is actually that exact slide, but in video format. So depending on what you want. Maybe you just want to jump right into the bucket drumming video. Great. Maybe you do need a little bit of that prep. Awesome. Both options are there for you. And then we're going to teach angels. It's not the most exciting song that's ever been, but there are a bunch of options for it and extensions. So if you're looking for more information, definitely check out the teacher guide. This teacher guide is not updated yet, so I would highly recommend Musicplay Online and just making sure that you're looking at all the stuff that's available in Musicplay Online. We are currently updating this. As soon as you see me holding the spiral bound, you'll know that it's updated. Alrighty. So we're going to teach the song by rote, and then we're going to take the opportunity to talk about first and second endings. As you saw above, we have a lot of options and a lot of really great opportunities to talk about how repeats work. We have option 1, which is teaching the ukulele guitar arrangement for this song. It has 3 chords, and there are some places where it shifts a little bit fast, but again, it's a really great option to put your understanding of repeats into action. That's how we learn how to read music. Alrighty, then option 2 is teaching the ORF arrangement. So I've added that there with a bit of creative options for you if that is what you need. Alrighty, so that is it for middle school lesson 13, December week 1. I hope you enjoyed all of these lessons, and I hope you'll come back for more. And I'll see you next week for December week 2, lesson 14. I'm Carey-Lyn, and thank you for joining me. Bye.